All right, I am not the biggest Karate Kid fan. I've never seen a single episode of Cobra Kai, so take that with a grain of salt when you watch this review. Chase Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon, reviewing Karate Kid's Legend. So what's about? Pretty simple premise. We have a kid coming from Beijing, China, because his mom took a job in New York, leaving Jackie Chan's karate school, or kung fu school, because karate and kung fu are different. He's doing kung fu. So yes, goes to New York, and of course, a tournament ensues and he wants to join. However, not shown in the trailer, there's also a subplot with a boxer with Joshua Jackson. If you know that name, he's actually a famous actor, but what people kind of know him for was probably Fringe. He was pretty good in Fringe. But anyway, it's an hour and a half movie, and it's okay. It zooms by quick. This hour and a half goes by super quick and almost too quick, and it skips so much shit over where you're just kind of like, ugh. A lot of this movie is montages of like him training in China, him training on the rooftop, him training Joshua Jackson's character, him training with Jackie Chan in New York, him training with Ralph Macchio, if I'm saying his name right, in New York as well. It's a lot of training in this movie for a very, very quick 7-minute final act, and it's that's what's struggling with me with most of this movie and just some of the things occurring. Because, so, maybe I'm going to spoil this movie just a little bit, so I'm sorry for that. Because, like I said, Karate Kid, I'm just not a fanboy, but I know a lot of people absolutely love these movies. But I felt like there's interesting, because I thought, is China going to produce this movie? Because how the first 10 minutes was, like Beijing's pretty and nice, and New York is kind of shown kind of raggedy. So I'm like, interesting. And some dialogue as well where Jackie Chan's like in New York and he's like, oh, so this is what they call city life skyscrapers. But it's like there's so many city life skyscrapers in China as well, so I don't understand what you're going for there. Anywho to Magoo. But then I was like, there's one scene in general where it shows his brother getting killed. And of course, that is something that occurs in the movie, in the trailer. But they kind of show it, and I'm like, okay, now I know it's not really funded by China because they're very, 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 very sensitive censorship when it comes to stuff like that, because like Mission Impossible 3 was censored, and this was probably, I'm going to say this was censored, but it's shown, I was like, oh, okay. And I looked, and it was not funded by China for this movie, if I read the news correctly. But acting, I thought was pretty good. Ben Wang does a good job. He was also in Sight. That was an Angel Studios movie, and he's also in The Long Walk. That's a new movie coming out at the end of the year with Mark Hamill as well. Good job, Ralph Macchio. I'm saying his name wrong. I know I am. Slap in the face. But I mostly know him from My Cousin Vinny. Jackie Chan, good job. The side characters, good job. Joshua Jackson, good job. And that Joshua Jackson storyline, it was the weirdest one where he's in debt and he's a boxer or used to be a boxer, and now he's trying to do something to get money back to pay off a loan shark, which, interesting story. And I kind of like that part where this younger kid that knows Kung Fu is teaching Joshua Jackson more like, how to get faster. Even though you think about it as like boxing, is that's very different, like UFC versus boxing. Anyway, but to me, the biggest issue with this movie is the unbelievability of the bad guy, Colin's character, with what he does in his karate school, what he does with refs, and also the second to last fight, which you see it in the trailer where Ralph and Jackie are like fighting. They're helping. They're in the fight together, and that's very edited freaking poorly. That fight is edited so bad, and you're just like, oh, I don't know what Jackie Chan's doing. I don't know what Ralph's doing. Just not good. But Colin's character, kicking and punching his training partners in the face multiple times, with the leader of the school like, oh, we aren't here to fight. We're here to kill. And you're just like, if people know this guy's going to be this dirty, who the freak is going to want to spar with him? The answer is zero. Zero people will want to spar with him. Same with the second fight. Like, he gets mad that Ben Wong's character is going to make it to his thing, so he sends goons. Like, what? there is a good fight with Joshua Jackson and Ben Wang about a fight in the alley. You kind of say as well, that's a fun fight. But if that guy got hit with the dumpster like that with his neck, there's no way he's getting up normally like, oh, don't. No, he freaking knocked the F out for that one. If Joshua Jackson got, no way. There's no way he hit his neck like that on the dumpster and he walks away just like, I'm good. I'm freaking good. Maybe he did in stunts, but if that's a real dumpster, hell to the nah. And then the final battle, like he literally pushes a ref off the stage almost. Like no ref is gonna like do that. And then also there's a Joshua Jackson fight where he's boxing pretty damn good. And of course there's like 4 dirty elbow blows. There's no way the ref is gonna let that go for 4 blows. And the whole point of that fight is for the Loan Shark to bet against Joshua Jackson's character. The fight is null and void. Joshua Jackson wins. Because if you're knocking him out that way, that's illegal. It's null and void. Or Joshua Jackson wins the fight because of how the guy knocked the person out. Bam, 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 bam. It's like there was just so many things like that in the movie where you're just like, huh? Like that makes no sense. Like that is not realistic. Like at a point, like, make it a one and done and he's knocked out. Like, okay. But don't make it 4 times to make it, like, unrealistic to a point. And with all this happening, you're thinking it's a Ben Wang storyline. It's a mix of everyone. And like I said, the training montage, they have 10 days to do it. And it's literally like, day 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 0. And you're like, oh, that's the montage? It's him doing the jacket off with the ladder. Of course, jacking off. So you see what I did there, or you see what they're going to say there. But then the final battle, too, it was kind of cool. But him going through the ranks as well, there was no suspense. So, unfortunately, Karate Kid Legends, yeah, they brought some legends back in this movie. And it is pretty cool because I think Joshua Jackson is also in the Karate Kid movies as well, if I'm not mistaken. I think he was the next... I think, let me go do a quick check. Never mind. Joshua Jackson is Mighty Ducks. I'm going to shut up right there. But anyway, overall, Karate Kid Legends, it was kind of a disappointment for me. Yeah, there were some fun fight sequences overall. But, like, I just remember the Karate Kid being a little bit more grounded and, like, more realistic of, like, breaking the leg and showing pain. Here, it just felt like the villain was too villainy for his own freaking good. So Karate Kid's Legend will receive a 2.5 out of 5 with Futons, which equals at 50%. Let's see the critics and user scores gave this one. Critics, a 58% with 117 of them. Audience score, 89% with over 500. Critic consensus. How's there no critic consensus? How's there no critic freaking consensus? That makes no... Ralph Macchio. Oh, this is this guy's first directing? Oh, this is his first time directing. Okay, interesting. Anywho to Magoo, we have my 50, 58, 89. Chase Hacker with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm Normie Butontopia. You Blue Tony. Thank you for watching. A great day. I can watch the tape tomorrow. Week from here. From a freaking one of you. Peace and love. Peace and love. And I'm being too harsh for a Karate Kid semi-no thing.